Healthy at Last, a plant-based approach to preventing and reversing diabetes and other chronic illnesses. To my mother, Dorothy Adams, you gave me the gift of life, and then I gave you the gift of health. Forward. I grew up in Chicago's South Side during the 1960s, a time when most of my friends and family ate what we call soul food. Think barbecued ribs, pickled pig's feet, macaroni and cheese, fried chicken, and other foods that are deeply rooted in African American culture. These recipes have been passed down from generation to generation since slavery and have been with us during the best and worst moments in our history. But the origins of soul food are more complicated. On the plantation, these foods were the scraps that white families refused to eat. Our ancestors were forced to make do with food like chitlins, pig intestines, ham hocks, and oxtail. It was up to ingenious black slaves to find a way to survive. I was fortunate enough to have a mother who came to see another problematic trait of soul food. When I was 11, she decided to enroll at the local junior college, where she took a biology class that would change our lives. Her professor had read about cholesterol and heart disease and their ties to diet. No one should be eating animal food, he explained, if they want to be healthy. My mom came home from class and announced that we were now vegetarians. Thanks to that biology class, she learned what we all should have known. Soul food is extremely harmful, and not just pork ribs and fried chicken, but all animal products. This is the source of so many African Americans developing premature heart disease, high blood pressure, diabetes, and other chronic diseases. I embraced my mother's beliefs while learning the rudiments of cardiac pathology in medical school during the 1970s. And then cardiology training in the 1980s. As I discovered the inner workings of the heart, I learned just how right my mother was all those years ago. Cooking and eating animals, especially in the unhealthy ways of the soul food tradition, has helped African Americans become the sickest demographic in the country. By the early 2000s, there was extensive medical literature about both nutrition-induced mortality and about healthcare inequities and poor outcomes in African Americans, but little about the intersection of the two. In the United States, Black people have a 21% higher rate of cardiovascular death compared to white people. That's due to several glaring underlying disparities: poorer access to care, lower levels of higher education and health literacy, and the implicit bias of some physicians and medical centers, to name just a few. However, the usual diet of the African American community has become a nearly insurmountable burden on our health. Fried foods, refined grains, sweets, and animal products laden with saturated fat, cholesterol, and sodium all contribute to the pandemic of hypertension, diabetes, high cholesterol, and obesity, which in turn lead to heart attack, stroke, kidney failure, heart failure, and premature death. When combined with a lack of quality healthcare access, these underlying health problems also mean that African Americans are more than twice as likely to die from COVID-19 than white Americans. After decades of diagnosing and treating heart disease, I've devoted much of my medical practice, leadership, and advocacy to helping people reverse their chronic diseases through plant-based nutrition.